What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. And yes, there will be a lot of Giants videos coming up here. Now the season is getting ready to get underway. We're done with the preseason. But before I get into the video, guys, make sure you do me a favor. Hit the like button. That always helps out the video more than you know. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description below. I will follow you back on Instagram and Twitter. So I always appreciate you watching. Let's talk about the New York Giants. I've been doing this on YouTube for quite a while now, and I've been doing this type of content for the better part of 3 years. And it seems like no matter what stance I take with the New York Giants, I can't win. If I don't criticize some players, if I'm easier on them, like, oh, Baddog, what's the matter with you? Why are you being delusional? Daniel Jones sucks. How can you say that? He played good yesterday. Or if I criticize Daniel Jones, like, oh, why don't you give a break, Baddog? You're too hard on him. But I guess that's a good thing because that means I'm pretty much down the middle, which I am. I always pride myself on being unbiased and calling it like it is. And yes, do I have a tendency to go over the top with criticism? Maybe I do. You know I won't do it that way with praise, but I always feel like when a player deserves praise, I give it to them. If they do good things out there, I'll mention it. If they do bad things out there, I'll mention it. I don't play favorites. I don't care if it's number 1 on the 53-man roster, number 53 in the 53-man roster. I don't care if it's the head coach, the GM, or the water boy. If they're not doing their job, I'm going to tell you they're not doing their job. If they do a good job, I'm going to tell you they're doing a good job. Yesterday, obviously, I feel a lot of panic within the Giants fan base. We're 0-3 in the preseason. It was like, oh, Jones sucks. He was terrible yesterday. He almost threw a pick six and this and that. And, the offensive line's garbage. Fire Gettleman. Get rid of Jones. Draft a quarterback. This is terrible. Blow it all up. Guys, why are you panicking? Season's not even started. Can we save the panic for the preseason? And you know me. I'm driving the panic train, right? I'm driving that sumbitch when things go bad. But guys, you haven't even played a game yet. Can we at least get into the regular season before we're like, oh my God, this team is trash? I understand that there's a lot of question marks in the offensive line, but guys, what happened yesterday should not have changed the fact. We all knew this going into the season that these are question marks. Daniel Jones threw a terrible interception in the end zone. Terrible, cannot happen. Yes, I've seen that song and dance before. Yes, I wasn't happy about it. And if he does it week 1, you'll see a much different reaction out of me because it'll matter. He's got to stop it. I get it. But you can't say, oh, you almost got picked off. The cornerback made a great break in the ball and almost picked it off, okay? Sometimes you got to give credit to the defensive player as well. The throw in the end zone completely on Daniel Jones. And then the people that want to defend Daniel Jones, he's got no time. Listen. I understand that the offensive line is a massive question. I am now looking back on it, questioning Dave Gettleman myself. Not because I disagree with every draft pick that he's made, but for a man who came in here and the first thing he said was, I'm fixing this offensive line, and it's been 4 years, and it doesn't look fixed yet, and you've spent 5 picks in your 4-year tenure as GM of the Giants, or your 4 drafts anyway. You spent 5 of your 33 picks on linemen and only 1 in the first round. You've had 5 first-round picks because you had 3 in 2019. You spent 1. And Louis Riddick destroyed him for that, saying Andrew Thomas is terrible. I actually loved Andrew Thomas coming out of Georgia, so I'm not going to sit there all of a sudden go, oh, I knew he was going to suck, because I don't do that. I own up to it. I mean, I'm not a troll that can just type and go, oh, I knew he was going to suck, because you don't come out here and put your face out here and say, oh, I knew he was going to suck. Well, I didn't know that he would suck. I thought he was going to be really good. He was really good at Georgia. And anybody that watched him at Georgia knew he was really good at Georgia. Does that mean anything in the NFL? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But all we have to go on is what we see in college. And don't give me this, oh, I looked at his film. You people that sit and go, oh, I looked at his film, I know that. No, you don't. If you knew film, you wouldn't be commenting on YouTube. These people that say, I watched the film, they don't even make videos. They just put that in the comments. I watched film on him. Well, if you're that good at breaking down film, then you should be a scout. You should be at least at the collegiate level or in the NFL. You shouldn't just be telling me on YouTube, hey, I watched this film, man. I knew you were wrong about Andrew Thomas. Go make something of that if you have that skill. I don't watch film. I watch games. That's what I watch. So I only go by what I'm seeing on game. I'm not trying to break down film. That ain't me. But I like Andrew Thomas. He's been terrible. The offensive line ain't any good. We know that. And we knew it going in. All we can hope for is that it gets better. There's no change. Now, I know that they went out and they traded B.J. Hill today. And the lineman's name is escaping me, man. And this is just what happens when you get older and you got a lot of stuff going on. But I forget his name. It was the kid that they picked up from Cincinnati. He was drafted as a center with the 21st overall, actually as a guard with the 21st overall pick. And I think they moved him to center. I'm pretty sure he would be playing guard here for us. I'm pretty sure you'd keep Nick Gates at center, but who knows? It's more depth. Some guys are mad at that. Oh, we got killed. How are you going to give up B.J. Hill for this? Listen, man, it's not Madden, right? You can't just trade who you want to trade. The Giants did what they could to get to try to get more offensive line depth in here. It's a massive question. And Daniel Jones, make or break, and Jason Garrett, and all the questions that we've talked about this entire offseason reared their ugly head at certain points in the game yesterday in that first half. But what some people fail to realize is this. The Giants owned the time of possession in that first half, which is something that they haven't done in years. And Andrew Thomas was a disgrace, but sometimes Andrew Thomas, it's not just his fault. So you have to look at the entire offensive line. And I'm not making excuses for Andrew Thomas. The guy sucked. Plain and simple was terrible. I remember making a video 3 weeks into the last season saying, is this guy a bust? And people were like, oh, you're going to say that after 3 games? And now that he had a bad half in the preseason, oh, God, he's a bust. He sucks. It's just funny. It's just funny how some people react to it. This is why we're fans, man. We all react different. We all want the same thing. We all want the New York Giants to win. And there's a lot of questions. And I understand that, hey, we've seen this same thing. This is exactly what they did last year. They make a good drive. They get down into the red zone. The defense plays well, and they turn it over. Or Daniel Jones has no time to throw it. A poor kid's getting killed. Andrew Thomas getting crushed on the outside and the inside. Daniel Jones getting knocked around. Daniel Jones don't go through his progressions fast enough. Daniel Jones threw a perfect pass to Darius Slayton. That was great. And that's something I wanted to see from Jones, anticipating, throwing the ball before the receiver comes out of his break. Slayton turned around on a 3rd and 13. It was a 15-yard bullet. He turned the ball, hit him right in the hands. Daniel Jones can't do better than that. If Daniel Jones doesn't throw, this is the amazing thing. This is how, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that does this. I may be the only content creator that does it as far as the New York Giants go, but the fans, you know what? I think this is why we like each other, because you guys and girls, a lot of you fans are just like me. If Daniel Jones doesn't throw the interception in the end zone, we're talking about how great he played. If he throws that interception in the end zone and then throws a pick six, we're talking about how bad he sucks. Right? It's like that fine line between love and hate. That's where I am with Daniel Jones. I am, as a fan, I'm on that fine line between love and hate. Sometimes I love him, sometimes I hate him. Some of you guys and girls that are old enough to remember Jake Plummer, he's kind of like Jake Plummer. Jake Plummer was a little girl with the curl. Jake Plummer would have a game where he'd throw over 435 yards, 4 touchdowns, don't turn the ball over, looks like God out there. Then the next day he's throwing with his left hand, he's throwing terrible turnovers, he's throwing for 138 yards, he's 17 out of 41 for 3 interceptions. And you're like, what the hell do we have with Jake Plummer? That's kind of where we are with Daniel Jones. What the hell is he? So we'll find out at the end of this year. But like I said, can we at least get to the regular season before we panic about how bad you think the team's going to be? If we're playing like this in week 3, yes, go ahead, have at it. We can't be like, even if it's one game, we can't be like, oh my God, the season's over. Listen, last year we were 1-7. And again, I'm the guy driving the panic train. I'm the guy that overreacts, and I own it. I'm the emotional guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I am that guy. But remember last year when we were 1-7, I came out with a video saying we were the best team in the NFC East, and I truly believe that even with that record. And what did they do? They went on to win 5 of their next 8 games, and even though they were only 6-10, they nearly won the division, right? They ended up coming out. They beat Washington twice. They beat the Eagles, and they beat Dallas. I mean, these are teams that they had to beat. They ended up beating Seattle with a backup quarterback. I felt like the Giants turned a corner. So even when we were 1-7 and looking about as bad as we could look, but we were competitive, I felt like we were a much better team than that 1-7. So what I'm saying to you guys and girls, I understand your concern. I'm concerned too. I want to win as bad as you do. I'm sick of losing. We haven't been above 500 at any time since the end of the 2016 season. I understand it's make or break for a lot of these guys on the team. The GM, the coaches, some of the coaches, the quarterback. I get it. But let's at least get into the regular season before we push the panic button. Please, I'm imploring you. Me, the guy that's first in the panic pool. I'm just saying, can we at least get through September before we do this. I mean, I'm going to get through September before I do it. But yeah, if they play bad, don't worry. I'm going to tell you they play bad. Trust me. I'm going to be very emotional September 12th. I'm a Giants fan, baby. That's what I do. I'm a New Yorker. I'm Italian. And I'm a Giants fan. Yeah. I mean, does it get any more emotional than an Italian New Yorker? Probably not. So all I'm saying, guys, let's just be patient. Let's just see what the hell happens in the regular season. Let's give it a month, at least a month, before we start going insane. That's all I'm asking. You're entitled to think what you want to think, but I'm just saying, man, it's preseason. There's no Saquon. There's no God. There's nobody that Daniel Jones had the same weapons that he had last year in that game. Same thing. Let's at least get Kadarius, Tony Saquon, Barkley, Kenny Golladay out there and see what Jason Garrett can do when he's not calling the base offense in the preseason because you're not going to open up the whole playbook. Can we at least get there? Let's go Giants. Bad thing it is. I'm out. Peace.